Alright everybody, welcome back to another video. So it's my first match preview of the playoffs. It's Lincoln versus Sunderland on the 19th of May. This one's a 6 o'clock kickoff, so I didn't forget. Looking at Lincoln, they didn't finish the season strong. They drew in their last game of the season 0-0 at home to AFC Wimbledon. The game before that, they got beat 3-1 of Charlton, and the game before that they drew 3-3 with Peterborough, and then they beat Shrewsbury 2-1. So they didn't finish the season strong, didn't get us wrong. They did play Peterborough in there and Charlton as well. They were fighting to get into the playoffs, but they have missed out. So like I said, Sunderland have beat these 4-0, and we beat them in the Papa John's Trophy on penalties, but it was 1-1 in 90 minutes and extra time. So with that, Sunderland have got the psychological advantage at the fact that we've beat these before, and we've also beat them on penalties. So I think Lee Johnson will be happy with a point, and then the second leg at home with fans there, 10,000 fans are expected to be at the stadium. I think that's where the leg will be won, at the Stadium of Light. Hopefully, that's in my opinion. I think he will go for a draw. Looking at Sunderland, our last game Northampton, it was diabolical. It was an absolute shower of shit. That goal came from a set piece, free kick, deflected off Ledbetter, and then Lee Burge, I thought he probably could have done better, but wrong-footed him, so he was always scrambling for that ball. Our goal, really, it was a great bit of play by Maguire. Not many people give him credit for this, but it was a great bit of play by Maguire. He made the space for then Jones to get into the box, take a shot, all come off both posts, and then Winchester put it away. For me, like I said, I'm going to be probably looking to not lose the first leg game, maybe even score a goal, take a 1-1 draw, and then the second leg with fans, we really should be winning that game, and hopefully we can get through. And in the next leg, I think with Blackpool being so strong, I think they will beat Oxford. Their manager, obviously he's picked up a 4-match ban for his altercations at the Stadium of Light. He will miss the full playoffs, including the Wembley match, because it's obviously 4 games. So that might be a little advantage for Blackpool. I can see Sunderland coming through against Lincoln and Blackpool coming through against Oxford. And I see it being Blackpool and ourselves in the final. And I'm not going to see who's going to win. All dependent on how many tickets get available and who gets issued them. I'll try my best to get them in anyway. But really think we're going to have to keep our eye on George Grant. He's the leading top goal scorer for Lincoln. He's from the midfield as well, and that's where Sunderland have went wrong. We haven't had a midfielder who can score goals, just like Samonic's. George Grant getting amongst the goals. Sunderland haven't had that in their team. They've had too many defensive midfielders. Elliot Embleton gone out on loan, Kim Bioka gone out on loan, and Ethan Robertson's got rid of him. You name it, we've got rid of quite a few players who could have been key and vital, and the only one we did keep in Maguire, he sidelined him. So for me, that's where we need to start to look at in the transfer market, is to get a midfielder who can get forward and score goals. So with that being said, everybody, what do you think the score's going to be? Who do you think's going to come through the playoffs and who's going to get into the final and win it? Comment below them. So everyone, my lineup will be like this for the Lincoln game. Lee Burge in goal. He's our number one, and let's be honest. And then at right back, Max Power. I think Max Power in the Northampton game went missing quite a lot. And as a right back, when he goes down the right hand side, he can deliver the ball in the box. And sometimes in the midfield, he doesn't tend, well obviously we're playing in the midfield, he doesn't tend to drift to the right or then whip them balls in like he does. So for me, he's a better right back than he is in the midfield. Then me 2 centre halves. Just before I get into that, did anybody notice Dion Sanderson at the Northampton game? Comment below if you did. He was sitting amongst the substitutes. He was wearing all the Sunderland trackie. And I thought if you normally, when a player is out for the season, they're going back to the parent club. Wolves being the case. But he's still with the club. Is there a chance that he's going to get the chance to play in the playoffs? Maybe the final even? Fingers crossed. One can only hope. Then the 2 centre backs who I picked to play against Lincoln, it'd be Bailey Wright for some reason, he's been having a very poor last couple of games of the season for me. But he'd be alongside Luke O'Nien. Obviously, Luke O'Nien's a midfielder and he's doing a job at centre-back, so them are the only two recognised ones. Obviously, you could play Oliver Younger there, but he hasn't done it up to now, so I cannot see him doing it in the playoffs. Left back for me, our best left back is Denver Hume. I love to see him get forward, especially when he can cut inside. Does a little link-up player with the left winger, Jones or McGeady, when he was playing him. Then this is where it gets a bit tasty for me. This is what he should do. This is what I'm hoping he does do. He puts Grant Ledbetter just in front of the midfield. Not in a 2, in a 3, just in front of the midfield, but like he can sit a little bit further back, allowing the other two to get further forward. And then the two in the forward positions for me is going to be Scowen and Winchester. If he just sits back Ledbetter, that will allow Scowen to get further forward. And I think Scowen operates better further forward than he does sitting in a 2. When Scowen's further forward, he always picks up that loose ball. I noticed even in the Northampton game, he was probably my man of the match, if you could say there was one. When he's further up the pitch, he pinches every little loose ball and then he layer it off and carry on his game. For me, that's where I prefer Scowen, and obviously Winchester. I prefer them two to get further forward with Grant Ledbetter holding. With him holding, it gives them two the licence, the freedom to get further forward. So my front three will be like this. Left hand side, arguably one of the best players in the league, and one of my better players in the Sunderland team by a mile. It's going to be Aidan McGeady. Sorry, his skill and ability, he can create a yard of space, and he'll put it on Charlie White's head. Doesn't matter where he is, 9 times out of 10, he'll put it on his head. And if he does, and Charlie White hits it right, it's going to be a goal. So for me, Aidan McGeady on the left hand side and Charlie White up top. Then on the right, it's going to have to be Jordan Jones for me. I didn't want to see him on the left and McGeady in a free roaming role, and that's what I want to see. McGeady on the left, Charlie White up top, and Jones on the right. And hopefully Jones can get down the right hand side, when use a bit of his pace, beat the fullback, and try and do a good ball in the box. And if McGeady starts, McGeady to take set pieces, because in the last game Jordan Jones' set pieces was shite. So for me, McGeady's got to attack the set pieces, or even Ledbetter. And with that, I'm going to go for a Sunderland 1-0, but I would even take a draw, as there's going to be 10,000 Sunderland supporters screaming the team on for the first time in absolute ages in the second leg on the 22nd of May, and that'll be a 3 o'clock kickoff. So there you go, lads and lasses. Comment below your score predictions. Who do you think's going to be in the final, and who do you think's going to win out of Blackpool and Oxford? Hit the thumbs up, it'll be much appreciated. Also, subscribe, and if you want to become a channel member, the link will be in the description. Also, my social media will and all. And that's it. That's about it. I'm rambling on now, but see you in the next video. Me live stream on the Lincoln game.